25 parts that have helped me sell over $1.4 million in the past 2.5 years. Let's get into it, guys. Get your notepads out because this is a long video. All right, up first, we have headlights. What kind of headlights, you ask? Xenon headlights do the best, but some HIDs still go for a couple $100. So you just have to get out there and do the research like always. I always preach that. Research first. Next up, taillights. Fender benders happen all the time. People get rear-ended all the time. Taillights fly. They're a very high volume seller, and you can find a bunch of these that are worth $100, $200. A lot of the ones that are worth more are LEDs, so be sure to test them. Up next, we have OEM radios. In particular, the navigation radios. Those do the best in my opinion, but regular old school CD players, cassette decks, all that stuff does sell as well. Not always for as much and sometimes for more. You just got to look it up. Right after that, or should I say right below that, is usually a climate control panel. Climate control panels do pretty well. There's some that are worth several $100s as well. Most of them are around $60, $70, but they're super easy to pull. And this could be a bread and butter $20, $25 profit for you, depending on how much they cost at your junkyard. After that, I would like to move over to the steering wheel. The steering wheels do great for older trucks. I don't know very much about cars as far as which ones do well on cars, but I do know that the old Ford ones and the old Chevy ones fly off the shelf for me for around $100. They cost around $20. On top of that, you can also take the controls out of those and sell them separate. Cruise control example. Sometimes the other like radio or media controls do well as well. Right above that would be the instrument cluster, also known as the speedometer. The ones with the tack do way better in my opinion, but that's not to say that ones without a tack won't sell, especially like old Toyotas, old Nissans and stuff like that. Some of those do really, really well. Driver window switches. This is something that is faulty quite often, so be sure you test this part. People spill their coffee on it in the mornings, maybe some rain gets in there, who knows, or they just go bad because it's an old switch. What do you know? That's why they're replacing it. So make sure you test these parts. Door mirrors. Door mirrors do fantastic. People clip them on mailboxes and all kinds of stuff all the time. So, of course, there's a lot of them active most of the time because you have 2 to every 1 being broken typically, but that doesn't mean to stay away from them. You just got to look for volume and the sold comps. Volume, high velocity parts. You don't want something that's only sold 5 times in the last 90 days. You want something that's sold 50 times in the last 90 days or more. Sun visors. I've sold over $100,000 worth of sun visors in the past 2 years, probably closer to $200,000 by now. I haven't checked in a while. I probably should check that number just to see. But sun visors do really well. Most of them are not worth too much money, around $50 or so, but there are some that are outliers, like the Mustang convertible. That one will fly off the shelf for around $100, $120. Cup holders, in particular, the ones that flip open, like a 2007 Yukon cup holder, the one that flips open, the Denali edition. That is almost always broken, but when you get them, they do well. Same with the Nissan Titan, the 2007 Nissan Titan, not the 2008 and 2008 to 2012. It's 2004 to 2007 that does really well. They look the same, but they're not, I promise you. Of course, console lids or armrests. These get damaged all the time, made from cheap vinyl, made from cheap leather, cheap plastic. So they get damaged all the time, especially in work trucks. So like the F-250s in particular, they fly off the shelf. The Dodge Rams, especially like the Laramie edition, that one will fly off the shelf and it'll go for a couple $100. Overhead consoles. Overhead consoles do extremely well for me. It is my best-selling category. Well, consoles in general are my best-selling category. Dash bezels. That can be the instrument cluster or the radio bezel or the climate control bezel. Just look them all up. Sometimes there's a dash pad that'll also sell really well for you, depending on what truck it is. Shifters, the whole shifter assembly, the shifter knobs, column shifters do okay, not too great. Paddle shifters, though, on the other hand, if you see a paddle shifter out in the yard, definitely look it up. Those do pretty good. Those are the ones that are on the steering wheel if you don't know. Grills, front grills do fantastic. People get into little fender benders like all the time. You know, people will back into it with a trailer hitch maybe. And certain ones fly off the shelf. A Dodge Avenger, Town and Country Chrysler by Chrysler, they do well, very well. $160 for one. They cost around $30 and they fly off the shelf every single time. Here's a small one that people overlook all the time though. Glove box latches. I sell quite a few glove box latches. They cost about $3. Most sell between $20 and $30. But for the amount of work that goes into shipping them, cleaning them, and pulling them, I'm good with that little $15 to $20 profit on them. Third, brake lights. Another small and easy part. So their brake lights are between 10 and 20 bucks, depending on what yard you're at, but they sell for like 50 to 60 bucks on most circumstances. But if you get something like maybe a Mazda CX-9, that might sell for around 80 to 90, just like the spoiler sells for 200 to 300 most of the time. Remember to check these comps again, relook these parts up that I'm saying, because prices change all the time and the market goes up, market goes down, market goes up, market goes down. Up next, wiper arms, wiper linkage, wiper motors. Not a whole lot of them are worth a ton of money, and not a whole lot of them have a lot of volume, but the ones that are worth the money and worthwhile to pull, take them. They're cheap, they're easy to ship, they're easy to pull. Take them, and they're easy to test. You can just strip the wires, cut them, strip the wires, and you're good to go. Hook up your 12-volt battery to it, and you can see if it's working. Struts, hood struts, brackets, hinges, any kind of opening mechanism like that will do well. Of course, it's case by case, per car, per truck, but there's quite a few of these metal brackets that I sell that just break over time. The welds go bad, the springs go bad, the strut itself goes bad. There's a lot of these that I sell for between $50 and $100. They cost about 10 bucks. Of course, ABS pumps and modules, if you've ever watched any of my other videos, you know I sell quite a few of those. But make sure you test them. This is somebody's brakes we're talking about. This isn't somebody's sun visor. Make sure you test them. ECUs, PCMs, BCMs, TCMs, all different kinds of control modules. That's the engine control unit, the transmission control unit, stuff like that flies. Once again, I recommend testing it if possible. If not possible, then go ahead and take the risk if you want, or just leave it for somebody else to take that risk, because that is a gamble. Clock springs. Clock springs are the little tiny round donut looking thing behind your steering wheel. Those do pretty well for certain makes and models. Once you find the make and model that does really well, you're going to just find a bunch of them from that particular brand. Door lock actuators, especially like on the minivans, I find that door lock actuators do really well from the rear hatch. From the rear hatch, most of the time, the trunk does pretty freaking good. Seatbelt retractors and or buckles. Seatbelt retractors always are broken when you get into a wreck. So if you're buckled in, you're supposed to replace that seatbelt if you get rear-ended or if you get into a head-on collision. So these rebuilders will go ahead and buy a new one rather than wait for remanufacturers to repair their seat belts. So that leaves a good opportunity for you and for me to sell those on eBay for 100, 150 bucks. Just depends on the make and model. And once again, look them up. Find the ones that have high volume and a high price. Power seat switches and anything with the seat in general, headrests, everything like that, cushions, the covers, everything off of a seat will sell. We take full seats and break them down all the time. You can buy a seat I can buy a seat for 30 bucks. Some people say they're around 50 bucks at their yards, which is still profitable. It's absolutely profitable. You can sell the headrest for 30 to 40 bucks usually, and the power switch for, 10, 15 bucks. The motor's off them 100 bucks. So you can make some good money doing that. I believe that is all 25 items that I had on my list. And if you appreciated this and you enjoy this type of content, go ahead and drop a follow, like, and comment down below.